for a beautiful morning in nature. Huh. What is this? This isn't nature. Crikey! What happened? Oh, I don't have nightmares because I don't know fear. Now, get out of my tent! Get out! Get out of my tent!
Boom.
Oh, blimey! You scared the kangaroo nuggets out of me!
No fear, huh? Told you.
So you couldn't find anything else to do this weekend either, huh? I can't think of a better place to be than worshiping our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm so glad that you're here today. Good for you guys. Before we get into the message, just a couple of brief things I want to make mention of. We're having a hero day in just a couple of weeks. Our heroes in our community are our police officers, our firefighters, our first responders. And we're going to ask them to come to the church service, and then we're going to bring them up on the platform. We want to pray for them. We want to honor them. You know, those guys get beat down every single day. They're not as appreciated, I think, in our community as they need to be. They're on the front lines protecting us. And they need to know that there's a church that supports them, a church that loves them. So if you know a police officer, a firefighter, a first responder, invite them to come that weekend to be honored. We're going to have a commemorative coin that's going to be given to each one of them as well. Our hope is they'll put the coin in their pocket every time they're feeling down and feeling a little bit discouraged. And remember, there's a group of people who love them, who care about them. We're doing 2 hero days this fall. One is the first responder day that I just told you about. And then the other one is going to be a Veterans Day weekend. And we're going to honor all of our veterans, our active military, those who are retired in the military, those who have served our country. So we're going to give them a commemorative coin as well. Now, between those 2 days, we're going to be raffling off a 1970 Mustang Fastback. I'll have pictures for you in the next few weeks. It's a sweet ride. It appraised for $36,000. It was donated to the church, and we thought, what do we want to do with it? Well, what we want to do is we want to sell raffle tickets, and then all the monies, all the proceeds will go to give a special gift to police officers, firefighters, first responders, and to the VA. So we thought that would be a good idea for us to do that. So it'll be a lot of fun. So if you know a first responder, please invite them to come and be honored and to be prayed for on that weekend. Also, VIP is right around the corner. This is for all of our team members, our volunteers that make this church run. Only about 300-400 of you have signed up so far. You guys live in the land of Guyana, man. It's killing me, I tell you what. If you open up the app and click on the link or go to the website, we would register. We need to know your kid care needs. We need to know what size t-shirt. Everybody's going to get a Team Sagebrush shirt. It's a service unlike any other. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope that you'll come and make plans to be a part of that service as well. All right, let's get into the message today. The other day, I asked my wife, what were you looking for in the person that you wanted to spend the rest of your life with? And so she looked at me across the table and she said, well, first off, I was looking for someone who was smoking hot. I said, yes, you were. I said, what else were you looking for? She said, I was looking for someone who loved Jesus. I was looking for someone who was kind and who was compassionate. I said, oh yeah, those are good. I said, what else were you looking for? She said, I was looking for someone, who was a family kind of a guy who wanted to be a great dad, and I was looking for someone who was smoking hot. Did I mention smoking hot? I said, yes, honey, you mentioned smoking hot. I said, that's quite a list that you have there. That must have been difficult to find. She said it was impossible. So I married you. What are you you look for in someone that you want to spend the rest of your life with? One of my favorite stories is about a guy named John Blanchard. He was a lieutenant in the military. This is right before World War II. He went to a library and he got a book and he began to read the book, and he really loved what the book, the author, had to say. But what he really enjoyed was in the margins, someone who had previously owned the book had written their thoughts and their insights, and it was in feminine handwriting, and he kept reading what this person had written down in the margins, and he began to think, man, I really admire this person. This person's really smart and really sharp, and I agree with just about everything that they have said. And I'd like to meet the person who's had such great insights into this book. And he thought, how am I going to meet the person? So he comes and flips through the book, and on the end of the book, it says that the previous owner was a woman named Hollis Manal, even gave her address. So he wrote her a letter telling her how much he appreciated the book, and especially the thoughts that she had written in the margins of the book. And it wasn't too long before the two of them became pen pals, writing back and forth day after day, week after week, month after month. Well, John headed off to war, World War II, and as a result, they continued writing each other. So months turned to years, and they found that they were falling in love with each other. John was falling in love with this girl was falling in love with John, and they have never met each other. They don't even know what each other even looks like. And so John, being the typical guy, writes the following basic letter saying, hey, I think I'm falling in love with you, and I don't even know what you look like. Could you send me a picture? That's a typical guy right there. I mean, that's the way that is. And so she writes back, she said, why do you need a picture? It shouldn't matter what I look like on the outside. That's a typical woman right there, right? So they continued, the writing letters back and forth, and finally John gets back to stateside, and they decide that they want to meet. And so they set up a meeting. It's Grand Central Station. They're supposed to be on Friday night at 7 o'clock, and John is to wear his uniform. He's supposed to have in his hand the book that both of them have loved so very, very much. And she would come off the train, and she would have a red rose in her lapel. That would be the signal that this is the right person. John says in the book, he said, I was so excited. I just couldn't wait. I was anticipating her, and train after train after train would come, and would get closer and closer and closer to 7 o'clock. I felt like my heart was just beating out of my chest. Finally, I was going to meet this girl, and maybe this would be the girl of my dreams. Maybe this would be the girl that I end up marrying. Or maybe it would just be a great friendship, and that was okay too, because that's a priceless thing as well. So 7 o'clock comes around, the train pulls in, and out walks this gorgeous girl. She's got this beautiful green dress on, and she's looking right at John, like she's looking right through John, and John's saying, yes! Yes! And she walks up to him, she's about 10 feet away, and he realizes she doesn't have a rose in her lapel, and his heart just kind of sinks. But then she says, she winks at him, and she says, going my way, soldier? He's like, yeah, I like to go your way, I tell you what, right now. And he thought about following after the girl with the green dress on. But he thought, no, I've got this relationship going here. I'm finally going to meet this girl, and maybe this will be the person I end up marrying. Maybe it will just be a great friendship. But I made a promise to her, I'm going to stay here. He said it's everything within him not to go follow the girl in the green dress. A few more minutes went by, and a woman started walking towards him. She was about 15 years older than him. She was not attractive by any stretch of the imagination. And compared to the woman in the green dress, it wasn't even close. I mean, they were in the same ballpark. It'd be like the girl in the green dress is on Earth, and this woman would be so far away, like Mars. And he was disappointed. He's a guy, right? He's disappointed. His heart kind of sunk. But he thought, you know what? I've been writing this woman for all these years, and this is going to end up being just a great friendship. And he immediately reaches out his hand and says, my name's John Blanchard. I guess you are Miss Hollis Manal. Can I take your luggage, please? And the woman looked at him and said, I'm a little confused. There was this gal on the train wearing a green dress that asked me to put this rose on and to come up to you, and that if you said anything to me, I was to tell you to meet her across the street at a restaurant. She said it was some kind of a test. You've never seen a man run faster. Now, what was Miss Hollis Manal looking for in the person that she wanted to spend the rest of her life with? She was looking for someone who would keep their commitment, even though it was difficult, even though it was tough. So here's a question for you and me. What's God looking for in us? Well, here's the great news. The things that God is looking for in us are the things that we should be looking for in the people that we want to spend the rest of our lives with as well. These are the character or the qualities that you're looking for. So if you're a single person today, you want to have these things. If you're a married person, you want to have these things. And you want your spouse to have them. And you want your future spouse to have these three things. Now, they're all found in the book of Micah. This is one of these books that don't get a lot of press. It's like the book that we looked at last week, Habakkuk. You know, nobody really reads Habakkuk. And nobody really reads Micah either. And I think there's a reason for that. The first 7 chapters of the book of Micah, God is just blasting the children of Israel. They have once again turned their back on him, and God is saying how much he hates sin but loves the sinner. He's saying, listen, if you don't repent, if you don't turn from your evil, wicked ways, judgment's coming upon you. Now, Micah was a prophet to Judah as well, 100 years earlier than Habakkuk was. So don't tell me God's not patient with us. God gives the children of Israel hundreds of years for them to repent of their sin. The government is corrupt. The temple's corrupt. People are corrupt. They're worshiping false gods. They're worshiping false idols. So God says, listen, I love you, but you've got to change your ways. You're destroying yourself. You're destroying the nation. And judgment's going to come. Discipline is going to come. So God says, listen, I want to make this really, really clear. I want you to know what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for in you. So this is where he starts with the stuff he's not looking for. Chapter 6, verse 6, he says, with what shall I come before the Lord? And bow myself before God on high. Shall I come before him with burnt offerings? With calves a year old? Will the Lord be pleased with 1,000 rams, with 10,000 rivers of oil? He says, God says, do you think what I want is your burnt offerings? You think that's what I'm after? You know, all your little lambs and all your goats? I don't care about your burnt offerings if your heart is far from me. I don't want any of that. And then God continues. He said, shall I give my firstborn for the sin of my transgression? The firstborn of my body for the sin of my soul. There were pagan temples in Israel. And this is how people would worship their pagan gods. They would sacrifice their children. They would sacrifice their babies, their infants, to false gods. And God says, I'm repulsed by that. I don't want that either. And then Micah writes down what God is looking for. It's such a great passage. It says, he's shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? To do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly before your God. Did you get that? To do justice, to love kindness, and to walk humbly before your God. Those are the 3 things that we should be shooting for. Those are the 3 things you should be looking for in someone else. So let's flesh these things out just a little bit. First one it says is do justice. There's something inside of you and there's something inside of me that we want things to be made right. We want things to be fair. You remember when you were a kid on the playground and someone would cheat? You'd be playing kickball and someone would cheat during the kickball game. You say, that's not fair. That's not right. You had a sense of justice. You had a sense of wrong. You had a sense of right. And things needed to be right. Can I talk to the football fans here for just a second? Let's talk about the AFC championship game last year. It was between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember this game? Remember this game? Remember? Yeah. We were winning. Second half, we were winning. We came back from a terrible first half. We're winning in the second half. And Tom Brady, who, by the way, is the greatest quarterback of all time. I don't think there's any discussion on that. He's in the pocket to throw a pass. And he throws the pass, and it's incomplete. Now, this is 3rd and long. Now they've got to pump the ball. We're going to get the ball back. They haven't stopped this at all in the second half. We're looking really, really good. But then the umpire throws a flag. You remember this? Do you remember this? Says it was roughing the passer. Do you remember this? And they began to show replay after replay after replay. And we didn't touch the wuss. Did you stand upside down? We didn't touch him. We didn't touch him. I'm not over it just yet. Then I stand up and scream. We didn't touch him. We get to the end of the game. They've got the ball, they're driving down, and our guy lines up 3 inches offsides. 3 inches! They throw a flag! It wasn't right. Any New Orleans Saints fans? New Orleans Saints fans? Not very many. You got robbed. I mean, that guy tackled your guy, and the ball wasn't even 20 yards close to you yet. I mean, that was ridiculous. And there was no flag on that play. So basically, we had 2 teams in the Super Bowl last year, and neither one deserved to be there. That's what I'm going to say about that. Wasn't fair, all right! Wasn't fair. Some battles we want to be fair, want to be right. Let me tell you some stories of some things that weren't fair and weren't right. Let's see if these make your blood boil just a little bit. Kathleen Robertson of Austin, Texas, was awarded $780,000 by a jury. Turns out she was at this furniture store and she tripped over a toddler and she broke her ankle, so she sued the store. The store owners were a little bit surprised at the judgment of $780,000 for the woman who broke her ankle, seeing that she tripped over her own son. Does that make your blood boil? Well, some of you are thinking, I'm going to the furniture store. You sinner, I tell you. Terrence Dixon, Bristol, Pennsylvania, was robbing a home. He decided he would take what he had found in the home through the garage to get into his car so he could drive away. He gets into the garage, doesn't realize that the garage door is malfunctioning, it doesn't work, it won't open up. So he turns around to go back through the door back into the house that he came in, but the door locked on his way into the garage, found himself locked in the garage with no way out. It turns out the family of the people that he robbed were on vacation, would be gone for the next 8 days. So he was stuck in a garage for 8 days, lived on a case of Pepsi and dry dog food for 8 days. When they came home, he ran away from the house. Didn't care about this stuff he stole. But he did make a lawsuit against the homeowner's insurance for mental anguish that he went through. And a jury decided that he was right, and they gave him $500,000. Does that make your blood boil just a little bit? Make you mad just a little bit? Don't give up on the judicial system all the way, my friends. Kenmore, the ones who makes lots of our appliances, they were sued. Turns out a woman named Dorothy Johnson had a poodle, and she was washing her poodle, and she wanted to dry the poodle. So she had a Kenmore microwave. This is terrible. She puts the dog in the microwave on low. For just a few seconds. Sued Kenmore because the dog. Yeah, that's not a good way to go. That case was dismissed. Hey, that's good, isn't it? Kenmore was glad too. You know all those warning labels you give on different appliances? That's because some idiot did something like that. Just something about those stories that just kind of makes you mad, makes you upset. It's just not right, is it? Let me give you a few more. 1 billion people live on less than $1 a day. Does that make your blood boil? 2 billion people live on less than $2 a day. 7 billion people alive on planet Earth, 2 billion live on less than $2 a day. That's why if you make like, I don't know, $35,000, you're richer than 99% of the world's population. You're a 1%er. This is one that got me. Today, 26,000 children are going to die of starvation and preventable diseases. Today, 26,000 kids. If you're on the island of Belize, your island's gone in one day. everyone lives it. Our kids' ministry had, 2,500 kids that come each weekend. They'd be obliterated in less than a few hours. To make it more personal for me, they can make it more personal for you. Just insert your child's name. That's 26,000 Mackenzies, Hannahs, and Cams. Because we can't get food to the kids. Because we can't get medicine to them. Because evil governments won't allow those things to come. It's genocide. Does that make your blood boil? David Platt, in his book, he says that there's 1 billion people on planet Earth that have never heard the message of Jesus Christ. They don't even know who Jesus is. They don't know that God so loved them that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. 1 billion people have never heard the greatest story that was ever told. Never seen the Bible, never heard the word of Jesus. Does that make your blood boil just a little bit? So here's my question. What are you going to do about it? What are we going to do about it? You say, well, Todd, that's terrible, that's tragic. I hate to hear those things, but there's not a whole lot I can do about anything. I'm just one person. I can't make much of a difference. Are you sure about that? Because most of the time, it's just one person who gets a burr in their saddle that makes a tremendous difference. And maybe that holy anger that God's put inside you is for you to start something, to do something, to make a difference. I mean, you could pray, couldn't you? You could say, okay, God, help me be educated in what's going on in our world today, and help me to be your hands and your feet. Help me to see a need and meet the need. Help me, Lord, lead me, guide me, show me, direct me. Don't let me live in this comfortable bubble that I have. Because one thing we know about God is that he cares about those who are hurting. He cares about those who have no hope. And we're to be the hands and feet of Jesus, so we're supposed to be the ones who see the need, and then we in turn meet the need. We do justice. Let me give you the second one. We're supposed to love kindness. The word Michael uses here is the word hesed. It means treat others with the same love that God has treated you with. I like that it says love kindness. It doesn't say do kindness. It says love kindness. You love being a kind person. You love building other people up. You love helping them see their hopes and their dreams become a reality. You love helping people along the way. We have a little saying around here. Every single person you ever lock eyes with matters to God. This should matter to you as well. So that means that rebellious teenager is worth the life of God's son. The gay person is worth the life of God's son. The person with a different colored skin tone than yours is worthy of the life of God's son. The stay-at-home mom, the working mom, the stay-at-home dad, the working dad, all worthy of the love of Christ, worthy of God's son. And we're supposed to love them. We're supposed to treat them with kindness. We're supposed to help them, support them, build them up. Because if we're not kind, there's 3 things that happen, right? The first thing that happens is that we do damage to the other person. You ever been in a situation and you look across the table and you say something and you know what you just said just absolutely devastated the person who heard those words? And you can just see it in their facial expression, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their countenances. They just kind of die a little bit on the inside, and you were the one that had the weapon. You were the one who destroyed their life. How many times have you done that in your married relationship? You'll say something cruel, something unkind, something sarcastic, something to put them in their place, and you just killed them a little bit. How many times have we done this to our children? It gets to a point where our kids never think they can do anything good enough to please us, and so we destroy them, and a little bit of their value goes down, their self-esteem, their self-worth, their value as a follower of Jesus Christ goes down because of our words. See, when we're unkind, we hurt other people. We also hurt ourselves. Every time you're mean to someone, every time you're unkind to someone, your heart gets a little bit harder. And it's just a matter of time before you become a sarcastic, cynical, skeptical person. A person that nobody really wants to be around because this bitterness and resentment and judgment just comes out of you all the time. And for some of us, you like being this way. You say, I'm the truth teller. No, you're a sinner. You're just crushing everybody along the way. You're completely complete opposite of who Jesus was. You don't see Jesus acting this way. You don't see Jesus devaluing people. So your heart becomes hard. You become cynical and skeptical, full of resentment. There's a cost to you. There's also a cost to the kingdom of God, isn't there, when we're ungodly? Because we represent Jesus to a lot of people because they find out when we go to church or, we're Christians. And then they watch how we interact with other people and how we treat other people and how we talk down to other people. We actually can repel people away from the kingdom of God rather than leading them to a closer relationship with Him. He says, love kindness. Do you just love being kind? Are you a kind person? Does kindness just flow out of you? Actually, never underestimate the power of a kind word. Never underestimate the power of a kind gesture. It can turn a life around. It can bring hope in the midst of a hopeless situation. Wouldn't it be something if the world we lived in was just kind? Well, it starts with us. So we do justice, we love kindness, and then the last thing is this: we walk humbly before our God. Now, what does that mean? It means you understand who you are and you understand whose you are. I just get a kick out of people. I always get a kick out of people. They walk around strutting their stuff like they're all that. You know what I'm talking about? They puff their little chest out like peacock pride. You ever seen a peacock walk around? It's like peacock pride. They walk around with their feathers all back here. They just think, look at me, look at me, look at me. I just want to kick a peacock. You know what I mean? That's just the way that is. You see a peacock, you just want to kick him. That's what, you don't do it, but you want to. It's good it is. We walk around and say, check me out. We try to make our name great and build our little kingdom of mud, and we do everything for us, right? This is kind of the human condition. That's kind of the default mode. But what do we have to brag about? We're just nothing more than a bunch of followers. You say, I'm not a follower. Are you sure about that? Do you know how many fads you've lived through? Because society and culture has said this is cool, this is in, and so we all buy into it. Let's go back in time, back to the 1970s. How many of you guys love disco music? Just raise your hand up. Come on, disco music fans. Come on, don't be ashamed. It's okay. It's okay. We got a support group for you right after service. Yeah. How many had platform shoes? Anybody have platform shoes? Wow. Yeah, I had platform shoes. About broke my ankle one time. Bell-bottom pants. Remember bell-bottom pants? You had bell-bottom pants. Yeah, styling. I burned all those pictures. Yes. Remember the big collars and the puffy shirts? See, the guys had puffy shirts. See, puffy shirt guys. I'm the only one with a puffy shirt. Thanks for helping me ask about it. In the 1980s, we were breakdancing. Anybody breakdance? Anybody used to dance on a cardboard box? Anybody at all? Some of you did. Okay, that's scary. All right, great. Hacky sacks. Anybody have a hacky sack? Hacky sacks. Anybody? Yeah, hacky sacks were a good time. Penny loafers. Penny loafers. Anybody have penny loafers? Yeah. Very nicely done. Sure. Everybody dressed like Don Johnson on Miami Vice. I'm so into that pink shirt, the white jacket, roll the sleeves. I thought it was so cool. It wasn't at all. In the 1990s, we danced to the Macarena. Who danced to the Macarena? Yeah. Hey, Macarena! Oh. People started wearing fanny packs in the 90s. Who had a fanny pack? Who still has one? Jesus, just forgive us. My oldest daughter said to me, at Target right now, there's an aisle of fanny packs. It's coming back. Run! Run for your life. Turn of the century. You ready for this? People wore Crocs. Anybody else have rubber shoes? Let me see. High School Musical. Probably had a crush on Troy, too. Woo! Probably still have a crush on Troy. Snuggies. 100% suckers, I tell you. Last 10 years, okay, don't raise your hand. Because I don't want to know. People turned into Honey Boo Boo. Don't raise your hand, I don't want to know. Jersey Shore. I don't want to know. And I really don't want to know Keep It Up with the Kardashians. Did anybody watch Keep It Up? Oh. She's like, that was brave. There's been a study that's been done that says every time you watch an episode of Keep It Up with the Kardashians, your brain cells die. What do they brag about? Everybody's dancing to the Gangnam Style, you know? Sexy lady! We walk around like we're all that, got it all figured out, and we chase after every fad and every style and every whatever is in, and we're so empty. We're just so empty. We can't find peace. We can't find satisfaction. I mean, the Rolling Stones had it right. Oh, but we tried. And we tried. God knows that we tried. Humble person realizes that they're great sinners, but he's a great Savior. Humble person realizes that every breath that's in their body is to give praise and honor and glory to the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That life isn't about making a name for yourself, but life's about making his name great. That it's not about your kingdom coming, it's about his kingdom coming. It's about everything that he is and everything that he hopes to do. That somehow, some way, you might be used by him in some way to advance his kingdom. To him be all the glory and all the praise. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Humble people walk with God. They know who they are. And they know whose they are. And they realize that compared to a holy, awesome God, well, they're nothing. And yet he makes them everything because he loves them so very, very much. I like the way Mike Breaux put it. He said, we had to have a creator. God did not. We need food to survive. God does not. We get sick, hurt, or killed. God's never in danger. God never wavers, never sleeps. He's never nervous. He's never said, oops. He's wise. I'm not. He's holy. I'm not. He's pure. I'm not. He's God. I'm not. Why does the earth spin? For him. Why do the stars sing? For him. Why do the lions roar? For him. Why do I have strength or weakness? For him. Why do I have riches or poverty? For him. Do justice. See a need. Meet the need. Love kindness. Love kindness. Walk humbly before you, God. Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we want these things. We know we do, but we struggle with these things. So out of these three things, what do we need to work on most? Is it the doing justice, seeing the need, meeting the need? Are we the kind of people who look for someone else to do what needs to be done? Are we living in a comfortable little bubble, ignoring the real problems of this world? Give us eyes to see and give us courage to do what you've called for us to do. Lord, are we kind people? Do we love being kind? Or do we love putting people in their place? Are we the king and queen of Zing? Or are you the king of our mouth? And Lord, are we humble before you? Whose kingdom are we really building? What are we really doing with the one shot you've been given with life? Lord, I know there's friends here today who have a relationship with you for whatever reason. They've pushed you pray today would be the day they would humble themselves, realize they were made by you, for you, to have a relationship with you, and that today would be the day of their salvation. God, speak to us. Give us clarity. Help us to do these three things better than we ever have before. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you go to the counseling room. It's right around the corner. Big sign says First Steps. You want to get baptized. We're doing a big baptism celebration next weekend. I'm going to be back in the baptistry for one more shot. If you want to come, and I'd be honored to baptize you, all you got to do is just come on over, and we will get you set up at the counseling room. You say, I don't have time to do that, you can text me. Text Sagebrush to 97,000. Even those of you who are watching online, you can text us right now. Sagebrush 97,000. You'll get a form on your text. You fill the form out. Here at the Riverside campus, you would drop down to Riverside online. You would just drop down to where it says online. And then you would just fill that out. And I promise you we'll call you this week. Now, Monday's a holiday, so the office is closed. But I promise you we'll call you on Tuesday. But your best bet is just to go over to the counseling room and have a conversation with someone. Why are we here on this earth? What is the plan? What is the purpose? It's all about God. All about having a relationship and loving Him with all our heart and soul and mind and strength. So to end this service, we're going to watch a video that kind of shares some scripture verses about how it's all for the glory of God. And then we're going to stand and we're going to sing. Daniel and the team are going to come out. We're going to sing a song called So Will I. Do whatever God's laid on your heart to do. Watch this video.
my heart through all of my fear and pride. Oh, I hear you creating the light of the world, abandoned in darkness to die. And as you speak, 100 billion failures disappear. When you lost your life, so I could find it here. If you left the grave behind you so alive, I can see your heart and everything you've done. Every part inside your world on your road. If you let your surrender so alive, like you would again 100 billion times. But what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind. Thanks for joining us. Just a few things on our way out. We have a really cool opportunity for you to partner with us. We are partnering with Global Eyeglass Ministries to help people in Haiti and Nicaragua see a little better. And how you can help us is by bringing some old readers, some old prescription glasses that you aren't using anymore. You can drop those off at the information desk and we get those out there for people who need them. We're also going to be doing vision clinics, and if you would like to help with that, you can register at sagebrush.church/mission. Also, we have an awesome opportunity for our young adult ministry right now. We got Rise and we got Element. Rise is for ages 18 to 22, meeting here at 7 o'clock for those 18 to 22 on Monday nights. And also we're going to be starting on September 10th, Element, which is our new student ministry or young adult ministry for 23 to 30-year-olds. It's going to be here on Tuesday starting September 10th, right across the way. You can pre-register at sagebrush.church/element. And finally, don't forget about our dollars and cents seminar. It's a 6-hour seminar to help you with your finances, and you can check that out at sagebrush.church/events. It's $10 per person, September 13th and 14th. We hope to take advantage of that. Thanks for joining us this weekend. We hope you have a great Labor Day. Right now, say hi to somebody on your way out.